our veterans access to affordable health care and education, West protects our way of life. Rahal was the key architect in the formation of the Transportation Equity Act of the 21st century, known as T21, which funds both the highway and transit programs. In that bill, he established the Rahal Transportation Institute, known as RTI, a consortium of 5 southern West Virginia colleges housed at Marshall University. This is only one of 7 so-named universities in the nation, further advancing RTI's mission of building jobs through transportation for West Virginia. Please welcome and thank Congressman Nick Rahal for his support of our transit program.
Thank you very much, Susan. I appreciate the kind introduction and want to certainly thank Pastor for getting us off on the right foot and thanking him, without whom none of this or none of us would be here today. I want to thank also the Hamlin Community School, the 2nd grade class, for your beautiful Pledge of Allegiance to both our country and our state of West Virginia, and to the Lincoln High School Band for your beautiful rendition of our Star Spangled Banner. Governor Tomlin, I believe this is the first time that we have been on the stage in which I can actually address him as such, and no other adjectives or preceding titles or whatever. To Secretary Paul Maddox, a good friend and with whom I've shared the stage a number of times, to Senator Ron Stallings, and to Delegate Greg Butcher, County Commissioner Charles McCann, Sheriff Bowman, Tracy Dempsey, and many other officials, my good friend, former Senator Lloyd Jackson. I see him back there, and I'm going to mention him during my remarks as well. And our county commissioners, Tom Scarpellini, thank you for the vision and the work that you started that makes this project a reality as well. You know, I'm not too sure, but today's dedication just may very well be a terrible nightmare for some Washington Republican types with all the so-called evil earmark money that's out there today, and so-called wasteful stimulus spending, and the need to cut government spending. This truly must be a nightmare for those people in Washington. I do know that for the 1,000+ families who send loved ones for medical appointments, and the workers who pay taxes and use this service to get to and from work, and an untold number of seniors for whom this transportation is a lifeline, today for them, it's certainly not a nightmare. It's a dream come true. It was a lonely road the region's transit funding father, Tom Scarpellini, traveled over 10 years ago. With hope and a dream as his only companions, he set out to deliver transportation for rural residents, especially those here in Lincoln County. Soon he shared a dream with our then state senator named Lloyd Jackson, who happened to mention his mention to one of his colleagues, another state senator at the time by the name of Earl Ray Tomlin. With the contributions of time, energy, scarce dollars, a host of legislators, and a quartet of county commissioners, the 3 founded the TriRiver Transit that now serves 4 counties with access to Huntington and Charleston. That service, that growth, that success, that hard work could not escape the always watchful eye of our senior senator at the time, Robert C. Byrd, whose strategic earmarks allowed our state the freedom to sock away some $2.9 billion in federal funding to build this operations center. I'm sorry, not billion, you know, million here, billion there, sometimes we're talking about real money. We, the people's representatives, we wish it was 2.9 billion. We, the people's representatives, Senator Byrd said, are armed by the Constitution with the power of the purse to ensure that the federal government is responsive to the people's needs. The people's needs, access to medical appointments, getting to work and back home to care for your families. Where, oh, where is the evil? I ask many of my newly elected colleagues in Washington, where is the evil in meeting these people's needs? Let me tell you what those earmarks do. They save the taxpayers money down the road, and the not too distant road at that. We're looking at 9,500 square feet of maintenance space here to keep TriRiver's fleet running and running on time. Parts are stacked and stocked here. Certified mechanic is on board and the central service area is ready to receive. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that formula saves us money in the long term. This capital investment is slated to save lots of money, and that's what they call deficit reduction in our nation's capital. Penny wise and pound foolish. That's what all this puffed up, misplaced indignity about earmarks is the talk of some in Washington. Our good Lord put it better. They want to strain at gnats and swallow camels. Even if you could wrap up all the earmarks, Tom Robinson, and set them aside, you know, you've removed a very small fraction of federal spending, less than 1%, as a matter of fact, of our federal budget. That's all you're talking about. The true fact of the matter is that that same money will be spent if we were to cut out earmarks. It's still going to be spent to those in Washington who want to cut out earmarks. Only the people deciding where it's going to be spent will change. Ending congressional earmarks would put that power in the hands of unaccountable, faceless bureaucrats sitting in agency basements in Washington, D.C. So instead of the people you vote for making those spending decisions, it will be the bean counters and the political appointees at the White House, the EPA, the Energy Department. They'll be the ones deciding what's important and what is not important for West Virginians. I don't think we want to give them that power. It will take the power over the purse and put it in the hands of the man at that great bully pulpit, as Senator Byrd called it, the President of the United States. Doesn't matter who it is. It would transfer that formidable power to the President, who will use it to control the people's branch. He will be the one then telling us, you better vote for my idea on this issue or you won't get this project in your district. Now, is that the kind of power we want to give the President of the United States by ending earmarks? I don't think so. So I don't understand what these reformers are thinking about if they think they were elected on such a platform this past November. Certainly they're not fooling the good people in Lincoln, Boone, Logan, Mingo counties. We cannot afford their short view. We must look to the future. We cannot shortchange the future. A favorite proverb in Senator Robert Byrd's mind comes to, that he used to say comes to mind, without vision, the people perish. How often did we hear him say that? Without vision, the people perish. And I'll tell you that I want to continue in Senator Byrd's tradition of defending the right of the people through their elected representatives, to choose how their tax dollars will be spent. Before I sit down, let me say two more quick points. Senator Byrd didn't just pull his earmarks out of a hat and rain it down on our state transit coordinator, Susan O'Donnell, so that she could save enough for this project. It took planning, it took partnership, it took public support, it took local grassroots support from each of you in this room and countless others before he made those decisions. And with that kind of broad support at every level, you can be certain that the people's needs are being met. And my final thought about stimulus funding, which have been pillared through and through by the same anti-earmark crowd who just arrived in our nation's capital. All $692,660 of stimulus funds to TriRiver was invested in our future. 9 vehicles, operating assistance, new tires, capital maintenance, and a pre-trip system called Zonar. Now, Zonar is a computerized gizmo for safety and maintenance inspection before the buses head out. Paul Davis back there from the Tri-State Authority knows what I'm talking about, so does Jennifer Woodall, and they know that this system, the experts tell us, calculate will save hundreds of thousands of dollars on maintenance and repair. In fact, safety for people on the roads and our bridges is perhaps the foundation as well as a capstone of today's dedication. You cannot put a price on the safety